everybody knows this thing, that the training is must for each and every organization, so that at least they can develop their employees in such a manner so that they can, you know, uh, well versed with the latest technological changes in the environment, as well as the latest innovations which are going to take place in the environment. So today I am going to talk about the different methods of presentation regarding the training and development is concerned. As you know that when we are talking about the training and development, there are different methods used by the training and development cell to give an insight idea about the organization, as well as insight idea about the whole process which are going to take place in the practical aspects. So I'm just sharing this thing with you so that you are in a position to understand the thing much more better. So there are different presentation methods which are enable you to understand that what exactly presentation are and how it is going to take place and what are the effect of the presentation while we are giving the training to the employees or the trainees. So regarding the presentation methods are concerned, the methods in which trainees are passive recipients of information, which includes facts or information, processes, problem solving methods. That means that presentation methods are the basic methods where the trainees are more passive recipients. That means that whatever the training trainers are going to talk to the trainees, they receive the thing in a very passive manner, and they receive all the information which may includes the facts or information about the organization, about the particular topic on which the trainers are taking the training. Then apart from that, the processes, that what are the basic processes which usually takes place in the organization, because while we are taking the training part, we are just taking the things in a virtual manner, and we are just putting up all those small and small things into the mind of the trainees, that whenever they are going for the uh, on the job, they should understand this thing, that yes, these are the things which we have already learned there, now we have to just put up those things in the practical aspect. Then the problem solving method, the third method which are giving in this training is problem solving, because it is important for each and every trainee to understand that problem solving is the most important part. Because if you are working in the organization, or if you are working in the organization for any project, it doesn't mean that the project will go smoothly. It is very rare that the projects goes smoothly. So in that situation, there must be some sort of hiccups, or there must be some problems which may arises at any part of the projects. So in that situation, how you are going to solve those problems, this is also one of the integral part of the training program. Because if the trainees are well versed with the things and have the insight and in-depth knowledge about a particular uh, process, they are in a position to solve the problems very effectively. So this is another presentation method. Then this includes the lectures and audiovisual techniques. So in the training, they are saying that when we are giving the training to the uh, trainees or the employees, there are different type of things which comes into the mind of the trainees, that which type of lectures we are going to get, or how we are going to understand the thing. So there are two major components which usually takes place. Number one is the lectures, that how lectures are going to be delivered. So in that situation, trainer should be more appropriate and must be having a lot of knowledge about each and every topic which they are going to take. Then second is the audio visual. Nowadays it is usually said that if you are giving a presentation audio visually to the people, it will be accepted by the trainees or the people or the employees in very positive manner. So that whatever the audio visual programs are, you know made by the training department regarding the presentation is concerned, it is going to be affected very fast. So then we are going to talk about the lecture method, that what are the lectures. Trainers communicate through spoken words what they want the trainees to learn. Yes, as I have just described to you, that trainers are going to communicate to the trainees what exactly they want to talk to the trainees, and they expect that the trainee should learn those things. The least expensive and least time consuming ways to present a large amount of information. This is the way where you are putting up least time consume method, then it is very less expensive method. And in this type of lecture method, you are going to understand each and everything very effectively, that it is easily employed with large group of trainees. Yes, whenever we are taking a large group regarding the trainings are concerned, maybe 50 or maybe 70 or maybe 100, in that situation the lectures are the best way how you can deliver the things in front of the trainees and they learn the things. Then support training methods such as behavior modeling and technology based techniques are also there. So they are saying when we are talking about the training, when we are talking about the different methods and presentation, there are some supportive methods also which are known as the behavior modeling. Behavior modeling means that you are delivering the thing to the to the trainees, and in return whatever the response you are getting from the training, it is the behavior model which you make for the trainees, and you see that how the behavior of that particular trainees are going to be changed. And technological based technique, in this you have given them the technological based techniques so that they can incorporate those technological techniques in the on job training. Then variation of the lecture methods. When we I am talking about the lecture method, I said that this is the least expensive one and the least time consuming method, and you can cater large amount of trainees in that. So there are variations of the lecture method. So if we talk about the standard lecture, it says that trainers talk while trainees listen and absorb the information. This is one way of lecture. Then team teaching. Two or more trainers present different topics or alternative views on the same topic. That means that there are two or more trainers in team teaching where they are giving different information regarding the same topic. Guest speaker. Speakers visit the session for a predetermined time period. Primarily, instruction is conducted by the instructor. That means that guest speakers mean that you are inviting somebody from outside who is going to deliver a lecture within a given time period and within a given topic. Then panels. Two or more speakers present information and ask questions. In this panel type of method, there are two or more speakers who describe the things to you and then they will ask the questions from the. Then student presentation. Group of trainees present topics to the class. That means that when you deliver the thing to the trainees and you find out that okay, you have delivered each and everything to the trainees, after that you ask the students, that means the trainees, to prepare the presentation and deliver the presentation in front of the class so that you are going to understand that how much trainee understood. And another method is the cross questioning. In this cross questioning, when you deliver the lecture and then maybe you find out that the trainees are not absorbing the thing, in that situation you can always ask the questions to the trainees and you will find out that the things will become more effective. Then presentation methods. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? As you know that whatever things we are doing during the training period, there must be some advantages and there must be some disadvantages also. So first point which we are going to take regarding the advantages and disadvantages are concerned, it is team teaching. Advantages bring more expertise and alternative perspectives to the training session. Yes, in team teaching, we are bringing more and more experts on particular topic, and we are talking about the alternative perspective to the training session. That means that we are providing alternative description to the particular topics. Then, what are the disadvantages in team teaching? it requires more time on the part of the trainers. That means trainers are going to deliver the thing to the team, but they have to prepare themselves. That means it is more time consuming when we talk about the trainers are concerned. Then second is guest speakers. What are the advantages? They motivate the learning by bringing to the trainees relevant examples and application. These guest speakers are specialized people in their own field. When we invite these guest speakers, they motivate the learning by bringing to the trainees relevant examples and applications. These are experienced people. What they usually do, they just provide all the examples and applications related with the topic, so it will be easier for the trainees to understand the thing. Then what are the disadvantages? Presentation does not relate to the course content. That means in this guest speakers, whatever the presentations they are going to give, sometimes it happens that it is not related with the course contents which you intend to provide to the trainees. Then the panels, good for showing trainees different viewpoints in a debate. In this panel, whatever you are delivering, then it is open to everyone. So in that situation, there are different type of viewpoints in a debate form, and you will find out a lot of good examples from there. Then what are the disadvantages? The trainees who are relatively naive about the topic may have difficulty understanding the important points. In this panel discussions, what happens when there is an open debate? Sometimes it happens that the trainees who are getting the training are not able to understand the topics clearly, and they just forget to highlight the points which are more important for that particular topic. Let's take example of marketing. If we are discussing or we are delivering the lecture on marketing, in marketing there are a lot of things which we have to take into consideration, but maybe the trainees are not in a position to understand the important point of marketing. So it is important that they should understand this thing. So this is one of the disadvantages when we are talking about the panels are concerned. Then last is the student presentation. Advantages is increase the materials meaningfulness and trainees attentiveness. That means that it will increase the meaningfulness of the material. That means they will understand the thing much more better when they are giving the presentations, and it will be better for all the trainees. But what are the disadvantages? Can inhibit learning if the trainees do not have presentation skill. Yes, in this situation, lot of time this happens that the trainees are not well versed with the presentation part is concerned. So in that situation, they acquire everything, but they are not able to put up the things in front of the people. So this is one of the disadvantages which usually take place when we talk about the presentation methods are concerned. Then lack participant involvement. This is usually seen that there are lack of participation involvement, feedbacks and meaningful connection to the work environment. That means that whatever the feedbacks they are giving, it is very less, and it is not related with the work environment. So this is also one of the thing in the lecture presentation. Then this appeals to the few of the trainees senses because trainees focus primarily on hearing the information. Here they are saying that when we are talking about the uh, lecture is concerned, there are few trainees who are really interested in hearing the information and gathering the information. So they are basically focusing on the hearing part is concerned. Then it is difficult to judge quickly and efficiently the learner's level of understanding. Yes, it is difficult on the part of the trainer to understand that how fast and how effectively these learners are understanding the thing which you are intending to in provide to them. It is often supplemented with question and answer periods, discussions, video games, or case studies. In the lecture series, they are saying that it usually take place under the guidance of training and development department, that it is supplemented by the question and answer session, discussions, video games, as well as the case studies. Because if we are putting those things in front of the trainees, you will understand this thing that trainees are going to use their own skill and knowledge and creativeness to solve these things, and it will help them to enhance their knowledge effectively. Then audio-visual instructions. This includes overheads, slides, and videos. Everybody knows about it. Then video is a popular instructional method used for improving communication skills, interviewing skills, and customer service skills, and for illustrating how procedures should be followed. Here, we are talking about the video, that it is the most popular instructional method which is used for improved communication skills. Because when we are showing the video to somebody, and you can see that the reaction from the participants are much more effective and fast, because they will increase the interviewing skill through the video, customer service skills through the video, and they can illustrate the things that how procedures should be followed. That means that how the procedure should be followed, it can be taken very well by the trainees when we are communicating them through the videos. Then hand-on methods, video, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Flexibility in customizing the session depending on the trainee's expertise. Yes, this is one of the advantages, that while we are going for the videos, it is flexible and it depends upon the expertise level of the trainees. So we can make those things customized. Then trainees can be exposed to equipment, problems, and event that cannot be easily demonstrated. Yes. Then trainees are provided with consistent instruction. Yes, in this video there are going to be different instruction provided to the trainees, so that they will understand the thing, how they have to operate the thing and understand the thing. Provide immediate objective feedback. With the help of the videos, whatever we are going to deliver, that means the training and development is going to deliver, with the help of the objective questions, you are getting the feedbacks immediately. Then it requires minimum knowledge of technology and equipment. Of course, it requires only video, audio, nothing else. Then what are the disadvantages? Too much content for the trainee to learn. In the videos, sometimes it happens that we forget that trainees are new and they have to be taken with care. So in that situation, we have to see that how much content we are putting up in the video, so that the trainees should learn the thing. So this is a disadvantage, that usually the training department forget about this thing and they put a lot of content into the videos. So it will be difficult for the trainees to understand the thing. Then poor dialogue between the actors. Sometimes it happens the video quality is good, but the audio quality is bad. Overuse of humor or music and drama that makes it confusing for the trainee to understand the important learning points emphasized in the video. Sometimes it happens when we are delivering the things with the help of the videos, there must be some sort of humor also, some music also, or some drama also while delivering the things. So this may confuse the trainees and they forget about the important points which is emphasized in the video. So it is also important to understand this thing, that whatever we are delivering, it should be appropriate, it should not very long, not very short, and whatever the humor, drama, or any other thing is there, it should be minimized so that the people should understand the main points. Then training methods that require the trainee to be actively involved in learning. Of course, these methods are only utilized so that the trainee should acquire all the learning method. Then on the job training. New or inexperienced employees learning in the work setting and during work by observing peers or managers performing the job and trying to imitate their behavior. On the job training means that when the people are absolutely new and they are not able to understand the things, so they have to just observe their peers as well as the managers how they are handling the things and how they are doing the job, and then they try to imitate their behavior, that on particular job how the behavior of an individual is changing, so that has to be taken care. This can be useful for training newly hired employees, upgrading experienced employees skills, cross training employees, and orienting transferred or promoted employees to their new jobs. That means that this type of trainings are usually given to the new people, and then in this on the job training you can upgrade the experienced employees skills, and you are providing the cross training methods also to the employees, and these orientations are transferred or promoted employees to their new job. That means that each and every job who are involved in the on the job, whether they are new or whether they are experienced one, new people are acquiring the things with the help of the peers and the managers, and the experienced people are improving their skills and knowledge with the help of the training and the cross training methods. Then on the job training, what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Advantages means customized to the experiences and ability of the trainee. Yes, the things can be customized in such a manner that whatever the experience people are having, to whom we are giving the training, and what expertise these people are having. So according to that, we have to customize the training process. Then training is immediately applicable to the job. Yes, whatever the training we are giving, the moment the training finishes, it is directly applicable, that the people with experience and expertise can immediately put up those things in the on the job. It saves the cost also. Yes, can be offered at any time, and trainers will be available because they are peers. Yes, it is very very important to understand this thing, that during the on job training it can be, you know, started at any time whenever it is required, and the trainers are also available because these trainers are nothing but they are the peers. So with the help of the peers you can understand the thing much more faster. Then what are the disadvantages? Managers and peers may not use the same process to complete a task. This is the disadvantage, that whatever the managers are thinking and whatever the peers are thinking, they may be moving in different directions to complete that task. This is one of the problem for the trainees. Then it overlooks that demonstration, practice, and feedbacks are important conditions for effective on the job training. While we are giving the training to the people, we are overlooking one thing, which is the demonstration part. Practice and feedbacks are the important conditions for the effective on the job training. So it is important to understand that whatever we are giving in the training, it should contain the demonstration part, it should contain the practices, it should contain the feedbacks also. Then unstructured on the job training can result in poorly trained employees. It is the most big disadvantage, which says that if the training is unstructured, what will happen then? In that situation, people will learn the things, but they are not comfortable enough putting up the things on the job. So these are the disadvantages. The principles of the on the job training. Number one, preparing for instruction. Break down the job into important steps. This is one point. Then prepare the necessary equipment, materials, and supplies. Then decide how much time you will devote in on the job training and when you expect the employees to be competent in skill areas. So we are preparing the instruction and it is divided into three parts. This is principles of on the job training. Then actual instructions. Tell the trainees the objective of the task and ask them to watch you demonstrate it. That means that you are demonstrating to the trainees, and you have to tell them that what are the objective of the task. Then you have to show the trainees how to do it without saying anything. That means that you have to demonstrate that how you are going to do this thing. Then number 3 says explain the key points or behaviors, because when you are explaining the key points to the trainees, or maybe you can just write down the thing and give to them, they will remember the thing. Then show the trainees how to do it again. Then you have to demonstrate this thing that how you are going to do it again. Then have the trainees do one or more single parts of the task and praise them for correct reproduction. That means that you have to ask the trainees to do the part one, maybe two, three, four times, and then if the things become good, you have to appreciate them. Then you have the trainees to do the entire task and praise them for correct reproduction. That means that you have to give the task to the trainee and ask them to complete the whole task. And when the task is complete, definitely you should correct them and you have to praise them. Then if mistakes are made, have the trainees practice until accurate reproduction is achieved. Yes, this is very, very important during the training program, that if trainee is doing something and maybe they have done something wrong. So in that situation, you have to ask the trainee to complete the work till it is corrected. So it will be easier for the trainee to understand the thing. Then praise the trainees for their success in learning the task. Then definitely this is very, very important that you have to praise the trainees. So these are the principles of the on the job training, the preparing the instruction and then actual instruction. Then self-directed learning. What do you mean by self-directed learning? That means employees take responsibility for all aspects of learning, including when it is conducted and who will be involved. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? So if we talk about the advantages, the first advantage is we have to allow the trainees to learn at their own pace and receive feedbacks about the learning performances. This is one advantage. Number two is it requires fewer trainers, reduces the cost associated with travel and meeting rooms, and make multiple site training more realistic. That means that another advantage is self-directed learning requires little number or less number of trainees. So it will reduce the cost also, and it will make multi-site training more realistic. That means that in different sites, if you are taking those people and then you are giving the training to them, definitely it is going to be more effective. Then provide consistent training content. Yes, it is important that whenever the trainings are going on, you have to provide these trainees the contents, that what are the basic contents of the topic which you are going to take during the training part. Then make it easier for shift employees to gain access to training material. Yes, in big organization there are shifts, so you have to make possible for shift employees also to get the training materials also. So in this situation, what are the disadvantages? The trainees must be motivated to learn on their own. This is one of the disadvantages, that you are thinking that you are motivating the trainees and they are going to learn themselves. Then higher development costs. So whatever the training you are giving, the costs are increasing. This is another disadvantage. And then development time is longer. So whatever the development time you are talking about, that means when we are talking about the training and development, that means that whatever training we are giving and whatever the development are taking place, the time period is much more higher or longer. Then apprenticeships. What is this? Work study training method with both on the job and classroom training. Apprenticeship means that you are working on two part. Classroom training is there, then the on the job training is also there. What are the advantages? Learners can earn pay while they learn. That means that when they are doing the on the job training, they can earn also, while they learn the thing. It involves effective learning about why and how. It results in full-time employment for trainees when the program is completed. That means sometimes it happens when the apprenticeship is there and the people are doing very well, they may be absorbed by the company after the completion of the program. Then it meets the specific business training needs and help attract talented employees. That means that this apprenticeship is going to attract a lot of people regarding the business training needs and help attract more and more trained employees or talented employees for the job. Then what are the disadvantages? Number one is high development cost, as I have already informed, that it takes lot of financial aspects also when we are doing apprenticeship. Then increased time commitment required of management and journey workers. That means that whatever the workers who are working and whatever the managers management is there, the time commitment is going to be increased. It usually happens in the apprenticeships. Then limited access for minorities and women. Yes, it is also one of the disadvantage that it is limited to women and the minority people. No guarantee of full-time employment. Yes, this is also disadvantage if you are doing the apprenticeship in the organization and doing well, but there is no guarantee that they will hire you. Training results in narrow focus expertise. That means whatever the results are coming after the apprenticeship program, the results are not very open, because managers will always talk about the, you know, narrow expertise, and they will just talk about the uh, okay type of job done by the apprentice. Then simulation, training method that represent a self real life situation with trainees decisions resulting in outcome that mirror what would happen if they were on the job. Simulation means that it is a real life situation in which the trainers are going to give you different situations, and you have to adopt those situations, and then you have to solve those situations. So it is the outcome that mirror what would happen if you are on the job. That means that it is absolutely same like the on the job. So simulations are nothing but these are the things which says that okay, these are the things which you have to complete, and it is related with the job which is absolutely same. It is used to teach production, process skill management, and interpersonal skill. Yes, when we are talking about the simulation, there are three things which we are going to take into consideration or to teach to the trainees. Number one is the production process. Number two is the skill management and the interpersonal skills. So these are the three things which we usually takes place when the simulation comes into hand to hand. Then case studies. Description about how employees or an organization deal with a difficult situation. Trainees are required to analyze and criticize the action taken, indicating the appropriate actions and suggesting what might have been done differently. So, in the case study, what happened? We give some live case studies to the trainees, and in that situation what trainee will do, that they analyze the thing, they criticize the thing, they take the action and then indicate the appropriate action which might have been done in different manner. Then they assume that employees are most likely to recall and use knowledge and skill if they learn through a process of discovery. That means that if the employees are intelligent enough, they recall and use the same knowledge, and then they solve the case study. Because in the case studies, try to understand one thing, that you have to remember one thing, that you have to read the case study carefully, then you have to analyze the case study and you have to criticize certain points, and after that you have to take the action, that how you are going to solve this problem. Because it is very important for all the employees or the trainees to understand that what exactly is the gist of the case study. So how you are going to give the suggestions, how you are going to solve the problem, and how you are going to use your skills and knowledge during that. Then appropriate for developing higher order intellectual skills such as analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. These simulations are case studies are really important for the people who are having a high order of intellectual skills such as analysis, synthesis, and the evaluation. It helps trainees develop the willingness to take risk given uncertain outcomes based on their analysis of the situation. That means that in this case studies, the trainees are develop the willingness to take the risk because they are also not sure that what outcomes are going to come with the help of the analysis of the situation. So it is a very good practice if they are solving the case study. The case may not actually relate to the work situation or problem that the trainee will encounter. Yes, case studies may be from different areas where they have to find out that what type of problems they may face. It is not related with the work environment. That is also there. Then process for case development. How case studies are going to be developed, you have to see the process how you are going to solve that. Number one, you have to identify a story. That's what I have told you just now, that you have to see that how case are going to be described, or you have to understand the content of the case. Then you have to gather the information, that what basic informations are there which is there in the case. Then prepare a story outline. Then decide on administrative issues. After going through the case study, you can decide that what administrative issues are there and how they are advantageous or disadvantageous to the organization. And then you have to prepare the case materials. Then business game. As I have told you that there are various methods, presentation methods, like simulation is there, then case studies are there. Now I am going to talk about the business games. It requires trainees to gather information, analyze it, and make the decisions. It is primarily used for management skill development. When the new people are coming into the organization and the old and experienced people are there, so this is the role of the training department to prepare some sort of business games, which is basically for the management skill development, and it requires the information analysis and the decisions. Stimulate learning because participants are actively involved and games mimic the competitive nature of the business. That means that whatever games you are giving, it is just giving an information regarding the competitive nature of the business, that how competitive this business is. So on the basis of that, they evolve new business games, and these business games stimulate the learners because they participate in and actively involve themselves and give the solutions for the things. Then it involves a contest among trainees or against an established criteria such as time or quantity. That means that these business games give a competitiveness among the trainees, and they can establish the criteria such as time or quantity. Then designed to demonstrate an understanding of or application of knowledge, skill, and behavior. With the help of these business games, we can develop the understanding, knowledge, skill, and behavior of the trainees, that how they are going to solve the things. Then it provides several alternative course of action and help estimate the consequences of each alternative with some uncertainty. That means that this business games provide different alternatives, and you have to work on that in due course of action. Then rules limit participant behavior. Yes, there must be some rules regarding the business games are concerned. So it will limit the participant behavior. That means that maybe the behavior of that individual is different, but because of the rules, they have to be limit themselves. Then it should be simply enough and should be debriefed by a trainer to ensure learning and transfer of training. That means that whatever the business games are going to be put up in front of the trainees, it has to be briefed in such a manner that trainees should understand the thing and they should learn the things, and transfer of the training is there. Then role play. What is role play? The trainees act our characters assigned to them. That in this we are giving different characters to the trainee and ask them to play the role. For role plays to be effective, trainers need to engage in several activities before, during, and after the role play. That means that trainers are the main component on this role play. They actively involved in several activities before starting of the role play, in between the role play, and by the end of the role play. Then role plays differ from simulation on the basis of response choices available to the trainees, the level of details of the situation given to trainees, and the outcomes of the trainees response. That means they are saying that the role plays are little different with the simulation process. In simulation, what we have talked about, simulation is absolutely same thing which we have to do in the on the job. Role play is a situation where we are just asking the people to deliver the thing in such a manner so that the other people will satisfied, and how the person can come out, how the leadership quality will come out, how the communication will come out, how the effectiveness and the skill and the behavior of that person will come out during the role play. Then behavior modeling. What is this? It demonstrates the key behavior to replicate and provide trainees with the opportunity to practice the key behavior. That means that it is just demonstrating the key behavior of the uh, trainees with the opportunity to practice the key behaviors. Then it is based on the principle of social learning theory. Then it is more appropriate for teaching skills and behavior than for teaching factual information. That means that it is said that it is really working more appropriate for teaching skill and behavior than for the teaching factual information. Then developing behavior modeling training program require the tasks that are not being adequate performed due to lack of skill or behavior. Behavior modeling, when we are developing the behavior modeling, we have to see that there are some tasks which are not adequately performed by the trainees because of lack of skill or behavior, and the key behavior that are required to perform the task are key behavior set of behavior that are necessary to complete a task. That means that whatever the tasks are there, it has to be taken care by the trainers to see that each and every trainee should complete the task, and these are the set of behaviors. So this is all about the different type of presentation and hand-on methods, how we are going to give the training or presentation to the trainees so that they are in a position to understand that what exactly the, is the objective of the training, and how it is going to fulfill the objective of the organization when they are working on the job, and putting up all their training skills in that particular thing. So on the basis of that, some questions are there which I have just given to you. I just want to read out those things. Which of the following is a learning principle? Options are recognition of individual differences, schedules of learning, transfer of learning, and all of the above. Then, which of the following is a technique of evaluation? Longitudinal or time series analysis, transfer validity, inter organizational validity, none of the above. Then another question comes, which of these is off the job training method? Television, job rotation, orientation training, and coaching. Then next question comes, which of these is the benefit of need assessment? Assessment makes training department more accountable, higher training costs, loss of business, or increased overtime work. Then which of the following is a benefit of employee training? Improves morale, helps people identify with organizational goals, provide a good climate for learning, growth, and coordination, or none of the above. Then which of the following is a method used in group or organizational training need assessments? Consideration of current and projected changes, rating scales, interviews, and questionnaire. So these are the questions which I think each and every person are in a position to give the answer for these questions, because whatever I have told you regarding the presentations of training in different manner, different methods, it will give you an insight about the different presentations given by different organization, because in all the good organization, training and development is the ongoing process, and it continue takes new employees as well as the older employees also for training, for enhancing their knowledges, skills, and the behavior pattern also. So this is all about from my side. Thank you very much.